Goodbye, Maria, I'm off to Korea, far across the sea. It's the same old story, and it's up to Old Glory to win another fight for liberty.
The Korean War was fought between North Korea and South Korea from 1950 to 1953. It began on the 25th of June 1950 when North Korea invaded South Korea. So basically, the North Koreans pulled up a surprise attack on the South Koreans. This surprisingly ended well. When World War II ended in 1945, Korea, which had been a Japanese colony for 35 years, temporarily divided by the US and Soviet Union along the 38th parallel. Due to Cold War traditions, however, each became segregated states. North Korea was led by Kim II Sung, this guy. And South Korea was led by, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce the name, so you can look at it yourself. Both claim to be solo legitimate governments of Korea, and neither accepted the 39th parallel as permanent. The two sides were engaged in many border skirmishes, while the South also suppressed an uprising in Jeonne, April 1948 to May 1949, attempted by Pyongyang. I really butchered the name. Let me fix that. Pyongyang. On the 25th of June 1950, the North Korean People's Army invaded below the 38th parallel. Wow, such a shocker, isn't it? The Soviet Union, United Nations Security, documented the attack. United Nations. UN forces will eventually include 21 countries, with the US providing around 90% of the military personnel. Sounds like old-fashioned freedom to me. Never mind that. After the first 2 months of the war, the South Korean army and its allies were nearly defeated, holding out only the Potsdam perimeter. In September 1950, however, the UN forces landed at Incheon, cutting off the KPA troops and supply lines. They invaded North Korea in October 1950 and advanced towards the Yeonju River, the border with China. On the 19th of October 1950, the Chinese People's Volunteer Army crossed the Yeonju River and entered the war.
Well, actually, this doesn't sound like the Korean War at all.
It doesn't? Well, look behind you.
Huh? My bones.
Well, onto the video again. UN forces retreated from North Korea following the PVA First, Second Offensive. Communist forces captured Seoul again.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
In January 1950, before losing it following the Chinese Spring Offensive, they were pushed back to the 39th parallel, and final 2 years turned into a war of attrition. The combat ended on the 27th of July 1953 when Korea-Syrian agreement were signed, allowing the exchange of prisoners and the creation of a Korean demilitarized zone, or formerly known as the DMZ. The conflict displaced millions of people, causing over 3 million fatalities and larger proportion of civilian deaths than World War II or the Vietnam War. Alleged war crimes included killing of suspected communists by South Korean government and the torture of prisoners of war by the North Koreans. North Korea became one of the most heavily bombed countries in history. Vaguely, all Korean major cities were destroyed. No peace treaty was ever signed, making this a frozen conflict, standing the test of time. Well, if you made it this far, thank you for listening of my yapping, and have a nice day.
So keep the home fires burning, and it won't be long until I'll be returning. Goodbye, Maria, though I'm off to Korea. In my heart, you'll always be.
Thanks for watching.